my news director in Cleveland knew that there was a weekend weather job open here, and it had been open for 9 months. And she said, and I talked to her about it. She was not only just my news director, her name was Chris Ostrowski, and she was just terrific. And she said, look, as your boss, I don't think you should take that job because you're going to be in New York. It's a dog eat dog market. It's going to be tough and everything. As your friend, you should go for that job. And I will call Bob Davis, who is the news director, so he knows that when your agent calls, that I know that he's calling, and you should go for it. And so I came in, got the job. The general manager at our station in Cleveland was not as generous. His name was Neil Van Els, and he said, well, we'll let you out of your contract, even though it's NBC to NBC, but we'll let you out of your contract if we can find somebody before the end of the contract. And they obviously didn't try. So I got the job in April, and I think this is a testament to how desperate WNBC was. My contract didn't end until early December, and they held the job. So, and they brought in a few people. Ironically, a friend of mine who did weather in Cincinnati, a guy named Ira Joe Fisher, got interviewed for the job in Cleveland, but in the interim got a job offer from WABC in New York. And so he left and got a job in New York, and it was like, oh, great. Because Ira Joe is balding, funny, and chubby. I thought he's gonna steal my bit. I mean, I'm gonna be the bald, chubby weather guy who's funny. He's gonna get it first. But so I stayed till December, and then I finished like December 3rd or December 2nd, and started at WNBC on December 5th, 1983.
And how was it different for you?
Well, on the one hand, on the upside, I was home. My mom and dad could finally turn on the TV and see me. I had just gone through a difficult divorce, and was looking forward to a change, and moved to New York. And but on the other hand, it was kind of frightening because it's New York City, and nobody, it's the old, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But for the most part, it was good. My family is here. And it was great because NBC was putting me up at the St. Regis Hotel, so I had 8 weeks on the company dole. That was great. But it was a time of anxiety because you're thinking, well, are people going to accept me? I'm going to be working with Frank Field, one of the legends of the industry. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was also very exciting. It was, it's New York City, because I remember being in Cleveland, and I subscribed to New York Magazine, and I would go it would be in the mailbox on Monday, and I'd go to the mailbox and I'd open it up, and one day I remember going out, and there on the front cover of New York Magazine, the banner was the hottest show on TV, and it was a picture of the cast of Live at 5. It was Sue Simmons, Jack Cafferty, Frank Field, Katie Kelly, Pia Lindstrom, Liz Smith, Chauncey Howell, and it was Sue Simmons, Jack Cafferty. It was one of these, it was just this show that was this juggernaut. There was nothing like it in local news across the country. This mix of news and information and celebrity. I mean, this was before E.T., before Access Hollywood, before all those shows, before TMZ. There was Live at 5, and you'd have Orson Welles one day, and Don Rickles the next day, and Sammy Davis Jr. and Johnny Mathis, and who's who was coming through New York. It became you know, part of you had to stop at Live at 5. So, and I remember looking at that magazine and thinking, I will never be part of something this big. You know, wow.